Member Galvin?
Here.
Yeah, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Can I have a motion to approve the minute from the last board meeting?
Move the minutes of September 9th.
Okay. Any questions? No? Mr. Director, do we have anything to review or actions that
Sure.
need to be taken?
I'm sorry, Mayor, do we take any vote? We
Oh.
don't need- We don't take any vote.
Oh, no question, and, oh, huh? Oh,
So
go ahead, City
it's
Clerk,
minute
sorry.
4-0, right?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yes.
Through the chair, action item number 5, the fiscal year budget 14-15 presentation and resolution, which is action item number 6. The approval of the North Miami CRA budget would be pulled from this agenda. The budget has been prepared, but we want to meet with each one of the individual board members to go over the budget before bringing it to the board. So those two items I'd like to pull, and I'd like to add item 8A as an apple.
Okay, you want to pull 5 and 6, right?
5, that's correct.
Okay.
Items 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to add item 8A as an apple,
8A.
right, which is the support of the North Miami CRA fiscal year 14-15 grant application to the Economic Development Administration Investment for Public Works and Economic Development Facilities Program.
Okay. Thank you. 5 and 6 have been removed, and we have 8A. Now, next item is item 7.
Well,
Can you give us an
first we have
explanation about
the annual report.
for 2012, 2013,
Yes, sir.
action 4?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
That's the annual report, which is a part of the packages. It's required by the CRA, by our bylaws, and by statute, it's required that we provide an annual report.
Turn on your,
Yes.
all right.
It is required that we do provide an annual report for FY 12 and 13. In the statute, we prepared the item and we did submit it with your packages. We would like the item to be approved so we can post it on our website and submit it to the county.
It has to be
Now you-
published,
Can I hear motion to approve the item action 4? Annual activity report from 2013, 2012, 2013? Or do you have any questions?
Yeah, what exactly is this activity report? And I noticed that in there is that part of our audit? Is our audit in there?
Yes.
Yes, it's part of the audit.
So hadn't we already seen this audit? I'm just-
You've seen the audit. However, we are required by the statute. This document actually should have been done back since March. And it was never,
2014?
yes,
Yes.
March 2014. This item should have been posted. It wasn't done and wasn't updated on the website or submitted to the county. We've taken care of the report, and now we're bringing it to you.
It was not approved also?
No, it wasn't done or approved, and that's why I need your approval.
Is this a combination of our report, which includes the audit? What exactly is it comprised of?
It is the actual annual report of items that were done by the CRA, what the CRA's mission is, and also attached to it is our audit.
And this audit had some negative comments, did it not?
The audit did have comments. There is a management response letter in the audit at the back addressing the issues. And that's what we will be submitting to the county.
Do we have to vote on that tonight? Because I wasn't really, I mean, I'm sorry, but I just not totally prepared this evening on everything because we haven't reviewed this. And if we're really, if we're supposed to approve it, I'd like to have a little more knowledge on it, unless there's an urgency of getting it approved. I don't know about anybody else.
That report never been presented to us.
That means we don't know what's in there.
Well, Mr. Chairman, just to answer Board Member Key's question, there's a deadline in the statute when these are supposed to be submitted each year, and when the fiscal year started, I had advised the previous staff they needed to do this. This staff has picked up the ball and is finishing those items that they didn't complete. So, I mean, the report is the report. The financial statement's the financial statement. And we can wait another month and discuss it, but I'm not sure that, there's anything that's really going to change. I mean, the financial report was not, the audit's not prepared by staff, it's prepared by an independent third-party auditor. And the report
We
is...
understand that, but since, and you said reviewed and approved, and we don't know exactly what in there, and should we be aware of it before we approve it? And I don't even know what's in there.
That's, I'm just, pointing out that there is a deadline. There is no penalty in the statute for submitting it late. If you want additional time to review it, bring it back at the next meeting and approve it and submit it at that time, and we'll answer all the questions in the interim. That's fine as well.
I don't know what
I make a motion to
Table it?
table this till next month so we have more time to.
All right, so just make a note.
Second day. Anyone wish to record a no? Do you have any question?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Item 4, action 4.
Action item number 7.
7.
At the last meeting, it was to table the CRA logo and maybe come back with the logo in the same colors that the city logo's in. We did do that. And it's on the board if you guys would like to approve it. I think the old logo looks better still, so. But it looks nice, but I don't know. So you guys.
I don't have a problem with the existing one that we
I
have.
have no
don't know why
problem
we have
either.
to change it.
So we'll leave it.
Move approval of option number 1, the existing CRA
Second
logo.
Second. Oh, you second. Anyone wish to record a no? Any questions? No? City clerk?
What call, sir?
No?
Oh, there's no, sir. 4-0, right?
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Action 8.
Action item 8 is actually to approve the date of November 12th, 2014 as an alternate date for a special CRA board meeting in lieu of November 11th, which is held in observation of Veterans Day.
Mr. Mayor, I have a question.
Yes.
We're going to have an election on November the 4th. Somebody will be the new mayor. Are they going to be sworn into office on November the 12th?
At your
That's the
your
city.
next council meeting, that item would be on the agenda, because the next tentative council meeting, the special meeting, would be held on November 12th as well. I'm recommending that.
Well, here's my concern. Normally, the installation of a new mayor is just very ceremonial. If you have any basic business, you have the basic business, but you're not going to ask the new mayor to sit down. I mean, in this case, the new mayor won't even have been installed because the CRA meeting is before the council meeting, and if the plan is to install the new mayor on November the 12th, and that's going to be the pageantry, then I would say we not have the CRA meeting on the 12th, that we move that back to the
Okay.
November 25th city council meeting, when we,
Okay.
would be meeting otherwise, and do it then, because
Sure.
Your motion is to
Yeah.
move the next CRA meeting for the 20.
Tuesday, November the 25th.
Second
when
that.
The new
When
mayor
we're
will
gonna-
already be in office.
Okay.
We have
Anyone wish to record a no? Any questions?
No.
No?
Okay.
Next CRA meeting November 25th, 2014.
Okay. Ready?
Action 8A.
8A actually is an item, as mentioned before, the city would be applying for a grant to the Economic Development Administration, EDA Investments for Public Works and Economic Development. It's a state grant in the amount of $2 million for the construction of a parking garage. This item would also be brought on the City Council agenda as well. So I'm bringing it before the board. All it is for approval to apply for the grant. There's no monetary allocation as yet. There's going to be a 50-50 match. If the grant is obtained, the contribution from the CRA/city funds will be $2 million. Tentatively, as it is right now, we are looking at a $2 million match, which will be bonded out from the CRA.
No, what are you doing? You want to apply for a $2 million grant,
That's
and
correct.
it's a 50-50. That's mean you're gonna need another $2 million in order to match it.
That's correct.
Minimum of another $2 million.
But the
Well,
2 million is the maximum amount for the grant. So they might come back and say, we'll give you 500,000.
No, when I say minimum from her part, the
Maximum.
matching fund.
The
The
matching
If we get
funds
the
would be a
2,000,
minimum
we
of
need
2
an
million.
additional
That's
2
correct.
million. Okay.
That's correct.
The minimum that we need
Yes.
if we get approved for the $2 million. And can I get a motion to approve action
Move to
8A?
8A.
Can I ask a
Questions?
Good
Go ahead.
questions. When would we be finding out when we receive this grant?
The deadline for the grant application is October 17th, and this is the reason why we are bringing it now. If I believe we normally get word within a 1 month to 6 weeks after the grant is submitted.
And this is for a garage. We don't have to say where the garage is,
It's for a parking garage for the downtown.
but we don't have to identify the location?
No.
I'll call the grant applicant, Natasha Colebrook.
Good evening, Natasha Colebrook.
Use.
Can you hear me? Okay. It is for the city's parking lot, Lot 8, across the street immediately, over there next to Dill's.
So if we wanted to put a parking garage somewhere else, we couldn't do it? This is only for that particular location?
That's the location we're applying for, a 7-story garage.
And how much is the parking garage?
7.2 million?
7.4, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, 7.4 million.
So if we want to build a garage there, it's going to cost us 5.4 million.
But we would be seeking to do a public-private partnership and allowing the developer, whoever does partner with us, to cover part of the cost as well. And we did state that in the application that we would seek public-private partnership for the garage as well.
Have we approved, have we approved that that's what we're going to do, that that's where we're going to put a garage? We have really no drawings, sketches. We've talked about several locations for garage. I hate to go for a grant and then decide we want to put the garage somewhere else.
You as a board have not approved the garage as of yet. However, it was brought to our attention that there was grant funding available through transportation for a parking structure that's due on the 17th. We as staff did begin working on the grant application and chose to bring it to the board and to the council to see if this might be something. There's always the option that we can turn down the funding if we choose at that time not to move forward.
How long do we have after we receive notification to make up our mind?
It depends on the stipulation. Usually when we're receiving the MOU, they will give you a time frame in which you have to reply as far as signing.
What's that normally?
It ranged from anywhere to 30 to 60 days with the average grant. And the application that we're applying for is, we're just asking for permission to apply for funding. The grant is for $2 million. It requires a 50% match, which means minimum of $2 million, excuse me. But the reason we're asking for $3 million from the CRA is because the ticket price of the garage in the conceptual plan, which will be presented to the council today, is 7.4.
What,
And what's the one last question, and then,
Mhm.
what is the cost for us to apply for a grant? Is there
As far as,
an application fee?
there is no application
Okay.
fee to apply.
I think we're premature on this, but that's my questions.
let's say we decide to build a $4 or $5 million garage, and we already have the grant for $2 million. Do we need an amendment to be sent out to them, or we can just go as soon as we match the fund, we can go ahead and spend the money?
You can scale back on your project as long as you meet the minimum requirement of a match of $2 million.
Thank you. Any questions? No? Can I have a motion to
Move to approve.
Second.
Excuse me, which item is this in?
8A.
8A?
8A, yeah.
It's not there, we just add on.
That's an add-on. Okay. It went to Michael.
I'll second Board Member Stoll's motion.
The motion
Sec-
was made by
Boardwoman Star.
Councilman Stewart and second by
Councilman Galvin.
Okay.
Anyone wish to record a no? We done?
Mr.
Yes.
Chairman,
Yes.
may I ask a question, point of clarification? Since this was an add-on item, is staff looking for a resolution in support of the grant application to be submitted with the grant application package?
The resolution would be on the city council agenda for tonight's meeting. All we're taking before this board is approval to vote on it.
That's when the same thing gonna be approved by council
council.
after
I-
that.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, in the
Tonight.
past, on things like this,
Yeah.
usually if you want to support it, this body would also
But also do
have a
one-
resolution. I can do a conforming resolution supporting the application from this board based upon the action
Sure.
tonight. And I just also like to point out for the record that any financial support down the road that this agency is going to give for this matching funds is certainly dependent upon the CRA extending its life so that it has the ability to pay back that bond or loan that you were talking about to obtain
That's correct.
the matching funds. So that would be something we would need to address down the road once the grant is approved.
So if we go ahead and approve this and get this grant and our CRA sunsets, we've taken on an
Yeah, they
obligation
return
that
the
we
money.
can't perform.
Well, we certainly, we're not voting on taking on that obligation tonight. You're just voting in support of
Okay.
the grant application.
Correct.
The financial obligation would come at some point in the future once the grant is approved. If the CRA is not going to have its life extended, and this would certainly be a reason why the county should consider extending our CRA's life, then you would need to find the matching funds from another source, which would probably have to be the city at that point, from some source of the cities. Thank you.
And a quick question, that grant is gonna be attached to the CRA or to the city of North Miami?
To the North Miami CRA.
Okay, let's see tomorrow, and
No, it's not.
The funding, the revenue source for the payback is going to be from the CRA, but it's a city of North Miami's grant.
exactly,
So
in
that's
case,
two separate things. Clarification, it
Do
is
it, okay, go ahead.
Well-
the revenue stream for the payback on this item are the matching funds, CRA funds.
what you mean payback, the 2 million grants,
That's correct.
we have to pay it back?
No, not the 2 million grant,
The
the 2
match.
million matching funds, the 50%.
Wait. We understand that, but that's not my question. Let's see, tomorrow, we did not vote to extend the life of the CRA, and we apply for a $2 million grant, and the application have been submitted for the CRA. Can it become a city project? That's what I wanna know. Or we have to put an amendment, or is a city grant, but it's gonna be applied to a CRA project.
Well, my understanding is that the city owns the property. It is a city project. The
Okay.
CRA is a funding source
Just
for a
funding
number of things, including the matching funds
Okay.
on this grant, and perhaps, if, without the grant, just some matching funds anyway for the project. But it is a city project and a
Okay,
city grant.
inside the CRA boundary.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
sir.
So it doesn't matter where you get the money from.
Correct.
No, sometimes if you said CRA and we decide not to extend the life of the CRA, then we have to return that money. That's the question I was asking. And reports, CRA attorney.
Thank
What
thank-
happened?
Do we have a
We vote on 8A already.
We voted
yes,
on it
we
already.
Yeah.
have already taken it.
Yeah. Now we're on reports.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was requested by staff tonight to provide some information on your CRA Advisory Committee. The Advisory Committee meets once a month. We've been having some issues obtaining a quorum. The committee consists of 12 members. And just to go back to the formation of the committee, which was back in 2005, pursuant to the CRA's bylaws, you have the power to create an advisory committee. That advisory committee was created in 2005. Each of the 5 board members of the CRA is entitled to appoint 2 members to that committee. And then there are 2 members who are appointed at large. So the committee consists of 12 members. And each of the 2 that you appoint, one is a resident and one is a business owner. The business owner could be also a resident, but they have to have a business within the city. So at this point, there are some vacancies on the committee that need to be filled. We also have some individuals who are just, you know, for lack of a better word, not showing up at the meetings and not fulfilling their obligation as a CRA advisory committee member. So we've faced this problem in the past. We have a provision in our rules and regulations that committee members are allowed to have 2 unexcused absences per year. The year being the year that they are appointed. So if you're appointed in September, your appointment year is from September to September. However, if you are absent from 3 consecutive meetings or 4 non-consecutive meetings without excuse, then you're automatically resigned from the board. So staff is going to be looking at the minutes for the last year or 2 to see which members are still in good standing on the committee and which members have been automatically resigned. The board does have the power to put people back on. The board has the power to remove anybody they want. You know, my suggestion is, in order to get the maximum benefit out of your advisory committee, because these are the folks who you all have appointed to advise you on things within the CRA and how you should move on certain items, is to appoint people who are going to show up, fill all the vacancies so that we can meet our quorum each meeting and actually take action. The last 2 meetings, we've had no ability to take any action for lack of a quorum. I will tell you that the county sees the minutes of those meetings. The county wants to ensure, you know, in deciding whether to extend our life, that, you know, folks are involved in the community and that your advisory committee is active and is involved. And at the moment, you have some very excellent members who show up every meeting with great ideas, who participate, and then we have some folks who just don't show at all. So, you know, again, my suggestion would be is that we first have staff identify the vacancies, have the folks who have appointments make appointments, and the folks who are not showing up, we find some new people to take their place. And that was the report I was asked by staff to provide. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
I have a question. The city passed a resolution regarding expiration of board terms and expiring with the person in office. If they're no longer there, the term should expire. Do we have something similar, or should we be passing something similar for the CRA, since that's what we've passed for the city, which doesn't affect us?
At the moment, the CRA Advisory Committee has its own rules and regulations that are separate and apart from the cities. I don't, and I'm looking as we speak now to see if there is anything that speaks to having them end when the elected officials seat up on the board ends. And I don't think we've had that in the past. In other words, if a new council person or a mayor is elected, those people still serve until replaced. Now, the board, of course, has the ability to remove anybody and replace them, but if that's the consensus.
At any
and-
time.
At any time, for any reason, with or without cause, but you need 3 votes to do that.
Okay.
I think that Board Member Keys is saying that whenever an elected official changes, that the people that were appointed by that elected official should then be replaced by folks who the new elected official, and that
Correct.
sounds like what the city has passed. We don't have that. If that's the will of the board, we can certainly adopt a similar standard for the advisory committee.
I would like to adopt something similar to what the city has if the rest of the board.
But this one,
wishes.
this one is better. At any time, you can replace someone if the person doesn't show up. Let's say you appoint someone, and from what the city have right now, the person does not show up at any meeting, you cannot replace it. But in that situation, you can replace it at any time. Right?
Yes.
And Mr. Director.
Sure. Following the last month's CRA board meeting, staff is still working diligently to reconcile the first-time homeowners of home buying rehab loan program and foreclosure prevention program. In an effort to get all the data together, the CRA staff has all but 2 loans that will mature in 2018. Through the request and update from income verification, staff has reached out to the property owners and discussed payment plans in conjunction with the CRA attorney. Secondly, on the foreclosure prevention program, there's an attached spreadsheet with all the recipients, which is not posted with their names as requested by one of the board members. That is finalized. The other item that we are working on, there's an updated planned CRA board meetings agenda for the next fiscal year, for the upcoming 14-15 fiscal year, that is presented as part of your package. We are also working on the 3-point catalyst project and working with the CRA to renegotiate the extension of the life of the CRA.
Thank you. And feedback about the FI conference. I don't know who's gonna.
Yes, that was just the FRA Florida Redevelopment conference that we did attend this weekend. Well, this past week, we had Councilwoman Keys and 3 board members went, along with myself, the manager, and Mr. Zelkowicz,
as well.
and our consultant, Rasha Digo, and Terry Henley, the budget administrator. Very good conference, very enlightening. We learned a lot, and we made some good contacts, people that we could reach out to. And I'll let Councilwoman Keys say anything she would like to say.
It was good. I wish our whole board was there. There was an excellent 3-hour seminar on the initial ABCs of what a CRA does, can do, and should not do. Found it very informative. It was a good refresher, and I appreciate the opportunity to be able to go there. It was good.
We did make contact with individuals, and if we would like to set up a refresher course for ourselves, we can always call them and reach out to them to do so.
Right. They said they would come out and give us a course. I think would be excellent, and for even the citizens to know that want to participate.
Thank you very much. Our next CRA meeting will be November 25th, 2014. If there is no other item, can I
Move to
motion
adjourn.
Second. Thank you. See you at 7.